Today is the first day that I start eating again after 21 days of fast. If you would like to know what the day after such a long period looks like and how you start eating again, stick around. Today is my first eating day after a 21-day fast. It was an incredible journey. I hope that you witnessed it with me and went with me on this journey. And today we are going to see and I'm going to tell you how it looks like when you take that first bite of an apple after 21 days of not chewing anything. But if you're new here, welcome. I'm Basswood. On this channel, I talk about prolonged fasting, which is anywhere from 3 to 6 weeks. In my case, this time it was 3 weeks. And I help you on your fasting journey. I started when I was 18, that was 28 years ago. And in that time, I think that I've accumulated enough knowledge to help you to successfully start and finish your own prolonged fast. All right, let's get going. Today, we have a lot to cover. It's going to be a bit longer video. We have my notes here. I've been taking them basically every 20 minutes. And there's a lot to cover. I also have my notes from last year, what it looked like when I started eating last year. And it's going to be interesting and it's going to be really educational if you've never been on such a journey before, so we will know what to do. So let's get going. Today I woke up when I basically shot out of bed when the alarm clock rang, and I had this great dream and I really didn't want to wake up, but I had a mission today. I wanted to weigh myself, I wanted to measure myself, I needed to cook my lunch for work, and it was a lot of preparations for that 40 minutes that I have before I have to go to work. So I weighed myself today, and today I was, the weight showed me minus 0.1 kilograms, so 100 grams down. Yesterday it went up, today it went down. And I will go over all of the details of what my measurements and weight is, and we will go through all of the measuring charts together when I will when we will switch to my computer. But for now, I just had to say that I was really happy with the measurements. All right, and before I went to work, I needed to cook my lunch. That was leek and potato soup. I never did this before, but the reason why I decided to do this is because it's not a lot of oil and it's only 2 types of vegetables, and it's going to be easy on my stomach and on my husband's stomach because we are finishing the fast together. When I came to work this morning, I really missed my usual morning ritual, which was to sit down at a table, cook myself some great smelling fruit tea, and just, enjoy the moment, just put a little honey inside and just smell the great aroma. And I have been missing that for the past 3 weeks. Today I did it again. I didn't put any honey into it because I don't want to start too soon with the honey and with the sugar, but it was a different taste of tea altogether because I only had this special herbal teas throughout this 3 weeks, and the taste was amazing even without the honey. And at around 10 o'clock I started to get a little bit peckish, hungry. And at 10:08, I wrote down the number on the clock. I had my first quarter of an apple. Yes, 1/4 of an apple. And it took me 10 minutes to eat it. So very small bites. I didn't peel any of the apple. I just, I just sliced it to a very, very, very small pieces like this, and then I nibbled on it. Looking outside, I didn't work. I faced myself away from the computer, and I just wanted to savor the moment, and feel how the chewing feels, and how the taste is, and how the juices, roll down my throat. And it was nothing like the apple I had, what was a week ago, because I needed to take some food along with my painkillers. It was nothing like that. It was, you could taste and you could feel that this is the beginning of your eating season again, if that makes sense. Yeah, I enjoyed every bite. But at the end, it was like something stuck here in my throat. It was like if you ever had the problem, swallowing down some pills, and they are stuck in your throat and you can't get them down even with a piece of bread or something like that. I think it was, I should have peeled my apples for the first time, because my esophagus and my mouth is very not tender, but it's not used to food. It hasn't food hasn't touched this cavity for what, 3 weeks? Let's say 3 weeks, if we don't count those I don't know, 1/4 of an apple that I ate a week ago. And it needed to familiarize itself with the taste again. And in about an hour, I ate another quarter of an apple, and that's half of an apple today. And I didn't eat any more because I was too full. And I still had this strange feeling in my throat that I have something stuck in it, even though I washed it down with a lot of fruit tea. But it was strange. And after I ate that second piece of apple, I felt a little bit sick. It was not like I had to go throw up, but it was like this I don't know, gentle sickness, if you know what I mean. It was interesting. And I ate, what, half of an apple. A whole apple was like this big, so it was half like this. And my clothes started to be tight around my waist. I had to unbutton the button on my jeans. And it was like I started fasting again, the first week of fasting, with every clothes that I had on, it was too tight around my belly, even though my belly was getting smaller by the day. So yeah, and also I have to say that after that second apple, I'm thinking now, maybe it was too soon after the first one. I ate the second one. It was only 1 hour in between, but I was hungry. When I wasn't hungry until 10 o'clock, but after I had that first quarter of an apple, it was really, really, I had to control myself not to eat the whole apple, because I knew that I was going to be sick, for one. And I knew that I couldn't eat the whole thing because my stomach is like this big, because I haven't eaten anything in such a long time. But I think that an hour after I finished that first quarter was too soon. I was hungry, but it was too soon because it didn't leave the digestive system or even my stomach, I think. And I felt a little bit sick, and I was burping. I think that's a word. I was burping a lot, so but nothing very, very problematic. On my lunch break, I again went around town. This was an hour after I ate that second quarter of an apple, and I had much more energy than I had yesterday. I was walking. It was interesting. I was walking like this, It was, my back was straight. I was upright. I was, feeling like I was walking on clouds. It was incredible. Even though I did eat a whole half of an apple, my stomach did not feel that heavy. And I was really grateful for it, because yesterday I was a bit not afraid, but I even yesterday I felt like I'm going to miss this feeling of being, you know, light on my feet. And today, even after that half of an apple, I don't feel like that. I still feel light. And when I got back from work, from my walk around the town, I did go all the way around. Um, I um, I served myself that leek and potato soup. Now, listen, I cooked that soup. It was, I think, a liter and a half and of the soup, and half a liter I gave to my husband to eat at work, and the whole liter I took to work in my thermos. That thermos is really good because it holds its temperature. If I put it in the freezer, in the freezer, or in the fridge, let's say in the fridge, let's be realistic. If I put it in the fridge and I would go back tomorrow morning, the food inside would still be warm. Because I know this because I left my thermos in the car when it was freezing one morning, and the next morning when I came back to the car, I said, oh shit, I forgot. And I opened it up and it was still warm. It was incredible. So 24 hours and it's still warm. So after just 5 hours, it was hot. It was steaming hot. And I knew that I cannot, my puppy, I knew that I cannot eat a lot of it. So I ate for my first, let's say, warm lunch. After 3 weeks, I ate about 5 to 8 spoons. That's it. No bread, just, you know, blended up potato and leek soup. Nothing else, blended soup and 5 to 8 spoons. I didn't count them, but I had enough, you know. You, when you start eating again, you really have to pay attention to your body and what your stomach tells you. I felt full. I didn't feel as full as, you know, I would be sick or I would feel uncomfortable, you know, that I ate that much, but I felt full and that was enough. So I stopped. It felt divine to have something warm and thick inside of my stomach after 3 weeks. I'm still smiling because, and the soup was delicious. It really was delicious. I have to, when, I'll tell you that later. Let's stay focused. And I ate the second, let's say 10 spoons 2 hours later. It was about an hour before I went back home. So I felt okay after that, I think. It was interesting because when I ate an apple, I felt that little sickness and I felt that it was stuck inside of my throat. But when I ate the soup, I could literally hear my stomach digesting, you know, all of the fluids. They were just going like you would turn on the pipe. It was incredible. You know, it was, everything was just running around and making strange noises, and I said, oh thank God I'm alone in the office. Yeah, my clothes are still tight around the belly, even though they are, you know, they are just hanging loose from me now because they are the same clothes that I wore before I started fasting. And you will see later when I read you the table of the measurements that I've lost, you will see how much weight I've lost, and you will see, oh my God, you still feel, you know, the pressure of the clothes. Yes, I did, because it felt like I ate a whole chicken. I cannot tell you. It was interesting, you know, 10 spoons of this soup and I was full. I was full for, I ate it at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I just had my dinner at 8 o'clock. I just had this little piece of bread because I really wanted to eat bread. You know, it smelled divine. My kid baked it and made it from scratch, so I had to try it. It was very delicious, and I felt good. I don't feel any sickness right now. So yeah, I have to tell you that this leek and potato soup, it was so good that when I came home and I basically brought back mostly everything. The kids just devoured it, and it was leek and potatoes. And I think, wow, it's no meat, nothing. And, Mommy, can you do it again? Yes, I will do it again tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow, no problem. And speaking about my kids, before I go to my journal from last year, I have to say thank you to my youngest, because this is the picture that he drew, and on the back there were hearts, and he said, congratulations, mommy and daddy, for your 21 days of fasting. I was shocked, me and my husband both. So not only that he remembered that we started eating today, and we didn't tell him anything. He just, counted with us, and he was so compassionate, and he just wanted to go out. And, Mommy, I'm not going to eat in the kitchen because you're not eating. I said, okay, it's not a big deal. I am cooking for you. It's not a big deal. But yeah, I was really, really grateful to receive this drawing from him. All right, now let's see what I wrote last year for my first day of not fasting, first day of eating. And it was yeah, it was April 25th, day 1, eating again. My final measurements, or not measurements, my final weight was 68.5 kilograms, and it was 300 grams lower than it was the day before. And I wrote, I woke later than usual. It was 7:30 and I jumped out of bed. I weighed, measured, and prepared tea, but not my usual tea. I had enough of those for a while. No, I cooked a proper tea from my dried black currant berries, hibiscus, raspberries, and dried elderberry flowers. Yeah, I remember I had my own tea made last year. Oh, I would like to have this one again. It was heavenly. Yeah, I know. Even without added honey. See, no honey even last year. I decided to go without unnecessary added sugars for a while, let my body gradually adjust to them. I'll have time for them soon enough. Yes, I did, because I gained weight, as you can see. When I was lying in bed this morning, ideas about my business were rushing through my head, just as on Saturday when I was thinking about my new book. It's unbelievable how clearly you can see the situations and solutions to the worries I had for such a long time. Now the ideas were popping up like popcorn. But looking at the clock, the daydreaming was over. I was delaying my breakfast as long as I could. I love the feeling of lightness in my stomach. I don't exactly feel it, but it's very obvious. It was there when you take your first bite and swallow. A heaviness sets in your stomach that is hard to ignore, so starting with something light as an apple is a good place to start. Chewing it more than I'm accustomed to, so for start, having only a couple of slices. It's so interesting. Every bite is new and the food almost stops on its way to the stomach. I had a feeling that it's all stuck in my throat. You see, even last year I had the same problems. And I didn't write anything after that, and I know why, so let me explain. Last year, on my first day of eating again, we surprised my kids, my husband and I, and we took them to the seaside for 5 days, I think. And we had, I don't know how you say this in English, but we had lunch, not lunch, breakfast and dinner paid for in the hotel. And so I started with an apple, and I think that I ate a slice of bread, something like that, on the way to the seaside, but nothing after that until I got to the resort and I ate the dinner. It was, I don't know, it was a 5-course dinner. It was unbelievable, and it was not good for my stomach. So today I only had this little piece of bread, and that's enough for me. I don't want to overdo it, because last year I had real problems with my stomach all throughout the our vacation for 5 days. I was burping up this incredible, smelly, disgusting stink of an rotted egg. unbelievable. And I had diarrhea and I had real stomach issues. So starting very, very slowly to introduce food into your system is crucial. Please believe me, do not make my mistakes. My mother always said that if you want to learn, learn from other people's mistakes, and you can make your own, but not the kind that people told you not to make. So please make a note of this, learn from my mistakes. Start slow. I know that you have cravings, but when you start eating again, those cravings will die down. Even that first bite of an apple will be like you are eating, I don't know, a holiday roast. It will feel fulfilling. You won't be hungry, and when you feel hungry again, you eat another 2 bites. But don't start with meat. Don't start with something heavy. Start with light things like fruit, and not even bananas, something light, even like berries, or like an apple like I did, or some oranges, something light that will go quickly through your digestive system. And then when you get the hang of it, when your body is getting more and more used to the food, then you can start introducing heavier foods like bread, like I did in the evening. You start introducing the more solid, let's say more solid, concrete, processed food. Even though my bread was made from scratch, it's still processed food. If you look like it, it's not something that you can just pick up from the plate or from the field and eat. So yeah, that's basically it. Start slow. I will be making another video which will be I think a week from now, because I would like to tell you how my week went and how I adjusted to the food and to the weight and to the exercises and new energy that food brings. And I would also like to, okay, now we will go to my measurements and how much I lost throughout the 21 days. But you have to keep in mind that in the first few days I lost, I think that 3 kilograms in 2 days. It was crazy. And this is water, and this is still food that is in your digestive tract, and your body is detoxifying and everything, so it's bloatness, so it's a lot of things that you lose on the first few days, but that is not fat. When you start losing fat, your weight loss will decrease very much. So it will go from 1.7 kilograms to 0.1, 0.2, like I did today. So when you have those small weight losses, then you can smile and say, ah, that's fat. That's fat tissue. So yeah, and you will see it on your clothes, you will see it on your clothes. It doesn't matter how much you weigh or how much you lost in a day. You will see it how your clothes fit you, and they will fit most beautifully. And day 5, 6, 7 is going to be incredible. So yes, I would like to make an additional video about a week after I started eating again, because and my final measurements, but maybe not the measurements, because every measurement should stay the same, except for my belly and underbelly. But everything should stay the same, because you cannot gain centimeters in one week. But the weight will be more realistic. I think that I will have my period again, so maybe not that realistic. The period does add a kilogram or kilogram and a half, at least in my case. But yeah, you will be able to see what is the actual weight loss, not just what I say, oh, I lost 12 kilograms. Yeah, I did. But I gained them back in a week, like 2 kilograms, because that's what's usually inside of my system. So that's that. Now let's go to the measurement chart and let's see how my weeks progressed from the beginning to the end, and to yesterday and to today's measurements. Welcome to my fasting journey tracker for the measurements, which we will today go over the week 3 measurements and the final measurements. So just to get you familiarized with it, we will be, or I measured myself in several places of the body. So first it was my chest width, then it was my right and left arm. I measured my waist, I measured my lower waist, and I also measured my hips, my butt, my thighs, both of them, and my calves. So the last one was my butt. And here is what I would like to show you, what happened in day or week 3. So at the end of week 3, first we'll go over what kind of measurements they were in week 3, and then overall what I lost or gained. So in weight, I lost 0.7 kilograms in 7 days. So in the last 7 days, I lost 1.5 pounds. And then when I measured my chest, basically chest and my right arm, I didn't lose any of the centimeters. Only with my left arm, I lost 0.5 centimeters or 0.2 inches. And then in my waist, I lost 2 centimeters or 0.8 inches. I gained 2 centimeters in my lower waist. This was probably because I didn't go to the toilet in a couple of days. And then my hips, I lost 4 centimeters or 1.6 inches. In my right thigh, I lost 1 centimeter, well, both of my thighs actually. I lost 0.4 inches. And then in my right calf, 0.5 centimeters and nothing in my left calf. And I lost 1 centimeters of body fat around my buttocks. So overall, as you could see before, in week 3, I lost 8 centimeters or 3.1 inches and 0.7 kilograms or 1.5 pounds. And then we can go over to what happened in all of the 3 weeks combined. So we have the old me and we have the new me. Total lost in kilograms in 3 weeks, it was 7.4 kilograms. So I lost 7.4 kilograms in 3 weeks. In my chest overall, I lost 8 centimeters, which was 3.5 inches. In my right and left arm, I lost 1 centimeter of body fat in each arm. In my waist, it was considerably different. It was 10 centimeters around my waist or 3.9 inches. In my lower waist, it was 7 centimeters or 2.8 inches. My hips, I lost 10 centimeters or 3.9 inches. And then my right thigh, it was 4 centimeters or 1.6 inches. My left thigh was 3.5 centimeters or 1.4 inches. And then we have the right and the left calf. The right was 2.2 centimeters or 1 inch, and the left was 2 centimeters or 0.8 inches. In my buttocks altogether, I lost 6 centimeters or 2.4 inches. And to see the final measurements or the final result of the 3-week fasting period, the final score was I lost 55 centimeters around all over my body of my body fat. That is 21.7 inches, and I lost altogether 7.4 kilograms or 16.3 pounds. So these are the final measurements of my 3-week fast, so you can see for yourself and I don't know, decide for yourself if it was worth the hassle of not eating for 3 weeks. Alright, so as you can see, it is incredible what 21 days without food can bring you. I hope that you feel inspired. I hope that you will try it out for yourself. And if you have any questions and comments, please don't hesitate to contact me. I would love to help you. I would love to see more people go through fasting, because it is an incredible experience. It is very good for your health. It is very good for your figure. And what's more, it's very good for your self-esteem. I am walking taller now because I love my new figure. I love the clothes, how they fit me, how my pants, you know, just flop around me even on my thighs. And I would like more people to feel like this. And to feel like this in only 3 weeks, that's incredible. So if you're inspired by my journey, I hope that you will give it a go. Yeah, that's basically it. Thank you for sticking around. If you haven't seen any of the other videos, please start with day one and see if you like it. See if this is for you. And if it is, I'll be here to root you on. Thank you for your patience, and I'll see you in the next video.